Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is the show where we talk about sports. We talk about sports with comedians. So let's get ready to get the comedians in here. My man Howie Bell is up. Howie, how you doing, sir? How's everything, man?
What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. What's happening,
Good to see you too. Always on the move. I know how you do. I know how you do.
man? Daughter graduated from high school yesterday. Big shouts out to Carly Bell.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you, brother.
My man Maurice Smith, comedian Maurice Smith is in the building. Mo, how you doing, sir?
Man. Life is life, man. Life is life. That's all I can say right now. Life is life.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into that in a second, bro. My man Jason Hayes is in the building too. Jay, hey, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
It's all good. What's up, fellas?
What up, good bro?
What up?
All right, so let me see, Howie.
What's up?
We're gonna start talking right now. We gotta have this NBA playoff discussion in a second. But first things first, man. Big news today is Tom Thibodeau was fired by the New York Knicks, man. And the crazy thing is we had a discussion about coaching yesterday that you missed. So let me bring you up. Let me get you first set situated here. I got to do my head things. Like I do this right. I got to make sure we right. So Howie, talk to me, man, and tell me what your thoughts about New York firing Tom Thibodeau, man. What you think about that?
You know what? New York firing him was, to me, that was very premature. I didn't see that coming at all. I know we were talking to chat a little earlier, but I didn't see it coming. I know that, like you guys were saying, New York is a tough town, sports wise. You lose your job quick just as you'll get it. I get all that, man. They didn't give that man a chance. He's the first one to get them to the playoffs since like the Eastern Conference Finals since 2000. That's 25 years ago, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's had 23 playoff wins in the last 3 seasons. I just looked at this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, man. What was that all about? To me, the only real knock you could really give him is that he didn't go deep enough into the bench as much as he should have during the course of this season in the playoffs. So if you can knock him for that, that's fine. But now what's going to happen to the Knicks? Y'all just lost your coach, one of the best coaches in the league, obviously. Now you got to go get a new coach. Now your players have to reconform. I guarantee you the Knicks won't win another championship for another 25 years. It's done for them, man. They got the worst. They one of the worst organizations, bro, when they come to NBA. And for them to be a major market like that, yeah, it wasn't smart. Wasn't a good move.
Okay, very interesting take. Very interesting take because
so obviously Frank got a little difficulty, so I keep going while he's doing that. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I feel for y'all, and I feel for real Knicks fans because I felt like that was a bad move. It wasn't. All they had to do was go in, get a few more players. Add them in. You know what I'm saying, to whatever scheme that you're trying to get you 2 more players. Get you somebody that can play defense. You know what I'm saying? Somebody.
That's what I was saying yesterday. That's what I was saying yesterday. Get us another rebounder, a defensive player. JD said the same thing. Everybody else is talking about we need a scorer. I know we didn't need a scorer. We need somebody down there banging with you know who I want the Knicks to get? I want the Knicks to get the boy from Indiana. What's his name? That cat was shitting on
Turner?
Yeah. I think he would be a good addition. I think he would flourish up there because he rebound. He plays defense.
He may not leave, but he may not leave. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. The Knicks, man, y'all almost shot yourself in the foot with firing him. Because who's available?
Stupid. I started thinking about it.
Who's available?
You're right. It's stupid.
I mean, then you go get a new coach that you got to acclimate everything new to. He gonna want to bring in his own
here we
team.
Go, starting all over. Now we got to start all over again.
That's 10 more years.
Yeah, we got to start all over again. That's the dumb stuff. Now we got to start all over again. And the thing about it, what hurts me is it hurt me so bad. I went to the liquor store. I ain't buy one. I bought 2 40 ounces of Old English 800. You think I'm kidding? If I didn't think Frank would cut the show off, I'd go get him and show it to you right there. And half of one is gone already. And then I had 2 shots of tequila, And I went and I grow flowers. I got flowers growing in my yard. So I happened to pull some flowers out and they became they were up in smoke. So anyway, I don't know what I might say right now. I'm pissed. I am pissed.
Well,
I'm pissed because
Calm down, Mo. Calm down. We gonna get you there. We gonna get you there, Mo. We gonna get you there.
But I will tell you this much. You know what I really think is getting ready to happen?
What?
Either Rick Brunson or Maurice Cheeks is going to be the next new head coach.
It's probably going to be Rick Brunson. Then I think they're going to probably go with the Brunson thing. Jason, talk to me, man, and tell me what you think, man. What's your thought process on this? Because honestly, we talked a lot about this yesterday. So go ahead.
Right. I mean, for me personally, am I surprised? No. I've been in New York for 25 years, bro. I've seen dudes get fired sooner. They gave Tibbs 4.5 years, baby. That's 3.5 more than most people get up in here. You know what I'm saying? so the fact that they let him do this, but the Cardinals saying Tibbs did was they beat Boston convincingly, and then he went 0-2 in the Garden with people who paid more for that ticket than Pacers fans paid for their entire season package. You cannot lose in front of them people, man. And then you blow a game that you already had in the bag because you're not playing your bench and your starters are exhausted. Now, I knew it was over when I saw Kenny Smith crack the joke saying Tibbs wouldn't play 9 players on a baseball team. When that starts happening, that's in the ether, bro.
All right, but Jay, let me just push back a little bit. Something what Howie touched on. You have a coach who got you to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. Does that not mean that this man still deserves at least a little bit of leeway, a little bit of runway? And I'm only saying that because now, if you get another head coach, you got to pray that the same thing doesn't happen to you. What happened in Milwaukee with the Doc Rivers situation? You know what I mean? So let me just throw that out there. What you think?
I think that's different. Because I think they're looking at Tibbs and say, okay, has Tibbs ever won anywhere as a head coach?
As a head coach, no.
He went to the finals before. He went to the finals before.
As a head coach.
I think he did as a head coach.
Yeah. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
No, he never went to the finals as the head coach.
But listen, okay, I know one head coach out there that has, and he's available. Denver just fired him. Michael Malone. He won't be scared of the pressure, of coaching in the Garden. So there are really good coaches that have done it. And they understand personnel. They understand how to make it work. And they are available. So why you hold on to Tibbs when he just showed you that he can't, when he shit the bed against the Pacers in his last series? New York don't play like that, bro. We ain't got that kind of patience.
Jay, let me ask you a question.
Top dollar for everything here.
Yeah,
we want dubs.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, let me finish. Go ahead, Jay. Finish your thought.
No, what I'm saying is everything in New York costs more than every place else. That Knicks ticket is a commitment. And people want dubs. They don't want give him time. They don't want that. They want somebody that's ready to hit the ground running, and Mo knows that too. They don't play like that around here, bro.
Okay, so now, Howie, let me throw this out there to you, Howie. Okay, you hear what he said, right?
Yeah.
Everything he said. They want dubs. They haven't won the championship since '73. But this man finally gets them to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm taking my Celtic fandom completely out of this. Now I'm gonna say, personally, I think that they should have stuck with this man because of he got them to the Eastern Conference Finals first time in 25 years. They defensive rating wise, they're in the top 10. Rebounding, they're number 2 in the league, rebounding wise. Their scorers didn't perform. The people who they got last season to help them bring on, they didn't perform. So my question is that Tibbs' default or the players' default? And why? 2-point question. And why is the New York fan base blaming? Not even necessarily. I don't even think the New York fan base is blaming Tibbs. I think that once he got fired, I think they're piling on. I don't really necessarily think that they were, asking for his head. You know what I mean? But I think ownership to say, okay, enough is enough. I don't know how he talked to me. I said a lot. Talk to me.
Yeah, I listen, man. I love New York. It's one of my favorite cities in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? And I lived in Canarsie. You know what I'm saying? I love New York, bro.
Yeah, you live in Canarsie?
I live in Canarsie, bro. Come on. So you know what I'm saying? L train to the last stop. Come on, bro.
Me too. L train to the last stop. Number 6 bus. Number 6 bus.
right.
That's real New York.
Real New York. And so, so I lived I get it, man. I get how New York is fast. They patience can run out because they have so many things available to keep turning things over. But I tell you this, I think they prematurely did this, and I don't think he shit the bed either. You got to remember, man, Indiana's a hell of a fucking team, bro. I mean, he pushed that series as far as he could, man. You know what I'm saying? Against that type of team, and he did not have the bench. He was about 3 players short. So you got to understand, and he didn't work them in the players that he really had until kind of towards the end, so it really was a moot point. But I'll say this, I think they cut him short. And I think the Knicks actually have set themselves back another 10 seasons minimum.
Okay. Okay, Mo, I got to throw this out to you, Mo. Again, taking my fandom completely out of it. I want you to take your fandom completely out of it if you can and look at it from an outside looking in, everything else. This coach has been here for 5, 6, 7 years. I forgot how many years. He's literally got you guys to the Eastern Conference Finals. To you, taking your fandom out of it, is there a chance that the Knicks players can regress? Because Jalen Brunson went and literally stuck up for him after they lost. He came out and said he loved Tibbs. He loved the way he's coached. He loved his coaching style. He gave him all kind of, and it didn't seem phony. You know how sometimes it seemed phony. It didn't seem phony. It seemed like he has the players' locker room behind him. In your opinion, Mo, can this backfire and be like a Milwaukee situation?
Yeah, it can backfire. Of course. Why you think I'm sitting here waiting for the show to be over so I can finish that other 40 ounce of Old English? Yeah, it can backfire. Can it backfire? Man, it already backfired. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to start all over again. I mean, I'm going to say this, though. JD made some real good points. People don't know the players unless you really, really watch. Like, I watched the Knicks really hard preseason. You know what I'm saying? I know who's on the bench because that's my team. Ask me about any other team bench in preseason. I don't know, just like y'all don't know about the Knicks. So I know we got certain players that are available to step up, and Tibbs didn't play him. So that's what got him axed, I think. Do I think it was right? No. Because if you look at Indianapolis, Indiana, they've been together, 3, 4 years together, maybe more. You know, doing their thing together. They made minor moves. OKC been together for a while. It's like the Knicks keep wanting to start over and try to reinvent the wheel every single time. Like, stop doing that and just we took the L. I'm more hurt about Tibbs being fired than you all messing with me about losing in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I understand that.
I have to take the Eastern Conference Final because I know that my team is building. The past 3 years, 5 years ago, the Knicks wasn't even considered. They were just a stop on the map 5 years ago. This man came in 3 years 3 years out of 4 in the playoff. One of those 4 years, he was coach of the year. All right? Do he got faults? Yeah, he do. Do he do things that piss you off? Yeah, he do. But what coach don't?
Okay. All right. So let me Jay. This leads into my next question and last question. Then we're gonna jump into the top 5. Jay, do you think Tibbs getting fired had something to do with losing to Boston, Cleveland, and OKC during the season? You know, like he went 0-8 against all of them. I think it was 0-8 or 0-10 against. Do you think that had something to do with his regular season wins and they didn't consider his playoff wins? Do you think that had something to do with it?
First, I'm going to take y'all to church, bro. Moses didn't get to enter the promised land. You know what I'm saying? Moses took everybody there. He never got to set foot in the promised land. Sometimes you just Moses, baby. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to get them there. And the one thing that Tibbs showed in that last series to me was that he's stubborn. And he'll rather lose his way than change up and make the proper adjustments to win a different kind of way. A lot of coaches are like that. And so if you are willing to lose your way, like no matter what that game plan is telling you, no matter how they killing you, you won't adjust. You were saying you are willing to go with this ship and do it your way and not adjust.
But Jay,
No, what I'm saying is, I think Nick management saw that, and they said we got to get up off this dude because I don't think he can take us any further than this right here. So let's get somebody else in here that can be a little bit better at those places where he's glaringly deficient.
Okay, so that leads us into our top 5 questions, and I got to start out with this: top 5 reasons, Howie. I'm going to say the top 5 reasons why you think the Knicks will or will not win before your favorite team. Howie, you
man, look, you already know, man. This is my favorite team right here, baby. My favorite NBA team. I'm gonna tell you, one thing we got is a coach that's gonna be there. We got some young players that we're willing to build around, and so I don't see the Knicks even. I see the young Pistons get one before the Knicks, basically based off of one of the things I said earlier, the lack of depth in their rotation. They don't have enough people that can get in the game on those high-level playoff series and make it happen, bro. They tried. They were out-coached, too. You understand that, man. Rick Carlisle's a hell of a coach, bro. He coached for the Pistons before, too. He's a hell of a coach.
And
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on, man.
He got a ring.
He do. That's what I'm saying. So it's not like Thibodeau was coaching against a bad coach or an average guy. This guy is really good, man. You know what I'm saying? And he got a really good fast team. So their depth issues is one thing. Injuries too. Knicks dealt with injuries too. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta figure that part out, man. Listen, bro. Professional sports is not an easy thing, man. To keep it and maintain all throughout the season and do what you gotta do. So another reason why I think that the Knicks won't do very well, before my Pistons, because the Eastern Conference Finals competition is going up. I mean, Eastern Conference in general. The competition is just going up. And so, and that's really in the West and East. And we were talking about that. You can go from the draft to the NBA Finals really kind of quick. Now, it's like, it's a lot of good balance in the league now. But which might help the Knicks, you know what I'm saying, because of that balance. But I would have to say, they got to do when they go up. My last thing is when they go up against elite competition, they're just not ready. You know what I'm saying? They're not fast enough. They just look a step behind. You know what I'm saying? So they need some people. They need defense. You know what I'm saying? They need some more people, some depth on the bench, some people that can take some minutes. Be productive. I mean, and their half-court offense. I ain't forgot about that. Their half-court offense is horrible. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how many times the Pacers ran a fast break and scored off? I think like 50-something times over like New York's 13 or something. Am I lying? No, seriously. It was a ridiculous stat. It was a ridiculous stat. And I was like, damn, I didn't even think about it from that way. That means they just not stopping you in transition. As soon as they make a basket or miss, the other team going down to score quick. That's a problem. That's a problem. And that's not necessarily, it's part coaching, but that you still need some athletes in there that can stop that.
But that part is mostly coaching because you got to have
that is coaching.
That's coaching. You got to have your heads up, look up, be ready on defense.
That's true.
When you score, you make sure you have your heads up and pay attention to what's going on.
And
so you can stop in the transition. Mo, give me your top 5 reasons. But you're a New York Knicks fan, so this is going to be, you're going to have top 5 reasons why you're going to win the NBA championship, basically. So
actually, I don't. Actually, I don't. I told you. Wasn't you listening, Frank? I drink an Old English 800.
Destroying his liver.
All right? I don't give my liver. I'm 57. My liver been destroyed. Man, listen. Top 5 reason the Knicks ain't going to win the championship before.
Oh, damn.
Yep. They ain't going to win right now. Unless something happens miraculously. Number 5, we ain't got no coach. Can't play if we ain't got no coach.
But you will.
That's it right there. Number 4, once again, we starting over. We had Daniela Garnali, right? Sit him all the way, start all over with Carmelo. That didn't work. Started all over again with Brunson and Tibbs, and now they fire him. Come on, man. We always starting over, man. We don't have no. Anyway, number 3, no offense. The Knicks have no offense. We got people who can score, but on the defensive side, they're playing NBA basketball. They're moving their feet. They're picking up their slots, and they're in position, and they closing out. When they get on the offensive side, it's like the Ruckers. Who gonna score next?
Yeah.
Number 2, they too small. They are too small. A lot of our good players are good. I mean, they too small. And number 1, they won't move the ball like they supposed to. They don't move the ball around. Mitchell Robinson was free like 15 times after he set the pick up top, but Brunson just took the shot. They're not moving the ball. That was at least 20 points easily right there. A lob right there. But anyway, yeah, I'm pissed today.
I see. Jay, give me your top 5 reasons. Basically, the Knicks will win the championship because I know you're a Knicks fan too. So,
well, I mean, no, I'm a Heat fan. I live in New York.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
Right.
Give me your top 5 reasons why the New York Knicks will or will not win the championship before your favorite team.
So I'm alternating here. The number 5 reason why the Knicks will not win a championship before the Miami Heat, the Garden sells out regardless of if they win or if they lose. Mm-hmm. So there ain't no incentive to really be a winning organization if you're selling tickets anyway. Right? Mm-hmm. Number 4.
That's true.
The Miami Heat have a far superior owner and front office to the New York Knicks. Mm-hmm. They make the right draft picks. They normally make the right pick in free agency, and the Knicks normally don't. Number 3, they have now a reason why the Knicks can possibly get one before Miami. The Knicks got a legitimate bucket getter in Brunson, and we saw from the pimp slapping that my Heat took in the first round into a sweep that we are far from having anybody legit that we can count on. Tyler Hero ain't that dude. We found that out. Bam ain't enough. Bam needs some help down there. So we got basically one player, and Bam is not as good as Towns. So the Knicks, that's one up on us. Number 2, as to why we might get them, they're still the Knicks, baby. And then when I wrote this, I did not know that Tibbs was fired. Right? I was like, they're the Knicks. They gonna figure out a way to self-inflict something because they cannot deal with winning on any level. They gotta tinker with it and blow it up. And the number 1 reason why the Knicks can possibly get before the Heat, they just played the Eastern Conference Finals, and they win 6 games, bro. We got bitch slapped in the first round and looked like we weren't even a real NBA team. So it's up on them. 3 in their favor out of my 5.
Okay. So me, I went will and won't before the Boston Celtics. Okay. And so to make it fair, I went will and won't. So for number 5, they need more scoring, so that's a won't for me. I've been saying it for forever. I think they need more scoring. I think they need to pass the ball around more instead of Jalen Brunson holding it and dribbling out for 20 seconds out of a 24-second shot clock. He kills me with that, especially when I was rooting for the Knicks to beat certain teams. You see certain things different than obviously you don't see when you're rooting for the team. So that's what I saw, glaring. This one, another won't. They push to the max limit right now on their contract situation. They pushed. They don't really have a lot they could do. And the new NBA apron that is literally getting ready to get into effect and everything else, like that Karl Anthony Towns contract. I said it yesterday. I think they're going to have to trade Cat. Y'all didn't see it yesterday. We talked about it yesterday. First thing happened today, an ESPN report and a Yahoo report said Karl Anthony Towns' contract is going to make it be, whereas he is going to have to be forced to be traded for them to do any kind of moves. That's what won't. So now with the saying the same thing, being that for number 3, same thing that Jay said, they're a big market team. They will be allowed to make moves, and the NBA apron is going to hinder them. But if they make the right moves, it could really help them. Right move, trade Karl Anthony Towns. Bring in 2 or 3 players for the same amount of money that Karl Anthony Towns is about to get with the upcoming season and season after that. If they make the right moves, they get 2 good players instead of playing for the price of 1. Another reason why they could win, if they land a marquee player, if they land a Giannis, if they land a KD, if they land, I don't know, any other big, hell, if they even get the Joker because they're making moves like this and they get Karl Anthony Towns out and they get the Joker in and they're still able to keep somewhat of a semblance of their team, they'll beat about everybody, especially if they get Joker. And it'd be scary if they get Giannis. Let's not be fooled either. If you get Giannis and you're able to keep Robinson, who can help them get rebounds when Giannis misses, and Jalen Brunson, them boys are going to the finals. They could probably beat anybody in the West too.
Now, Frank, you're a smart guy and you know basketball very well. Do you think any of those players are going to go to New York with the coaching situation like it is, man? That ain't going to happen, bro. Yeah. Them dudes is trying to win now.
Hold on, Howard. Let me finish. Let me finish, and I will address it. I'll address what you're saying. But the number one reason why I think they will not win is because ownership. Something that Jason said. Ownership always makes critical decisions that do not help the team at certain times. Like right now, the number one thing the Knicks should be doing is focusing on getting another scorer and somebody who can help them coming off the bench on the wing. Those are two things they do. But what the management does? They fire their head coach. The head coach right now, his problem was he didn't rotate everything else because he didn't have the confidence in the rest of his 9 dudes. If he has other coaching to help him with other wing players to help him, he'd have the confidence to play him. He didn't have that confidence. Now, to address your situation, what you said, Howie, was what? You said
my thing, are the players even going to want to have interest to go and help rebuild another year or two? You know.
Now what that question is, what you're not paying attention to before you ask that question, here's the number one thing: the Knicks is the number one market in the league, the number one. They're bigger than LA. They're bigger than Boston. They're bigger than definitely bigger than OKC. If you win in New York, bro, the NBA will put you on a pedestal bigger than anything you've ever seen that will resonate worldwide because you won in New York.
Frank,
let me finish before. So a player like Giannis go there and you bring the championship to them. It'd be bigger than what you would have won if you wanted Milwaukee.
Is Giannis going to want to go? That's my point, though.
And I'm saying, why wouldn't he want to go? Because
he's not going to win now.
But Frank,
he ain't winning in Milwaukee.
He ain't winning in New York for the next.
Understand this. One thing you not understand: New York has always been the biggest market, and it never brought us anybody. Who did we have that legitimately?
That's not true.
Who did we have other than Carmelo?
That's not true.
They always got whoever they wanted, man.
I don't even have enough time to spit off the names, but you've had free agent people who signed because it's New York. Matter of fact, the most recent one is Jalen Brunson.
I'm talking. Wait. I'm not saying players didn't come. I'm talking. You talking marquee players. We've had guys come to New York and try to help, but they weren't the guys to win the chip. I'm talking. Who did we have in New York outside of Carmelo?
Kevin Durant was this close to signing with the New York Knicks. If the Brooklyn Nets hadn't come in and upped the ramp with more money, he would have signed with the Knicks. He's the biggest market, and at that time, he was hot as fish grease. He would have signed.
He said the Knicks was corny. He said that he wasn't coming to New York. He wasn't coming. He was playing it so Brooklyn would give him that money.
Mo, we can go back and forth about this right now, but I'm telling you, if Kyrie Irving had signed with the Knicks, KD was going to be right there. I'm telling you right now.
But they didn't.
But you said why marquee names. I'm saying to you, that's just one that I could think of recently.
I'm saying that. But who did we have that legitimately signed the contract that was a marquee name that could have taken the Knicks to win the championship?
The real question is, who could you get with your space, your allotted space, to be able to sign a marquee name?
But what I'm saying, Frank, is this. You're saying New York is the biggest market and Giannis would want to come there and just project. We've always been the biggest market and we've never attracted nobody.
Because
no, that's not true because Brooklyn is also New York. And Brooklyn signed a whole bunch of marquee names, right? Brooklyn had Hart.
I'm talking about the Knicks.
They had Kyrie.
The Knicks. I'm not talking about Brooklyn. I'm talking about the Knicks.
New York City that's the attraction. They came to Brooklyn because it's New York City.
Right.
But they weren't on the Knicks. I'm talking about specifically nobody else but the Knicks. Nobody wants to come
No, you
to
look at it
the
wrong.
Knicks.
That's not true. That's not true. They would come into, but you got so many other issues that you got to answer before that. For example, if you have a marquee name, I'm talking about right now, a marquee name with the trade. If you have a marquee name with the free agency, your ownership and your management has mishandled the books for 20, 30 years, so they can't sign. People are gonna go where the money is the highest pay offer. That's that's a real big issue that the Knicks have. But if you're gonna trade for a person like a Carmelo Anthony, or you're gonna trade with somebody and make the money work, these people are not mad that they're going. They're happy to go play in New York. Come on.
But that's not what the question was. We're not talking about who's happy to go to New York. Yeah, a lot of cats, because they're not going to make it nowhere else, and they knew New York is going to pay them. We was talking about New York being the biggest market, and we're going to attract the biggest name. We've been the biggest market since we won our last championship. 50 years ago, we've always been the biggest market, and we don't attract nobody. No LeBron, no Wade, no Bosh, no Durant, no Kyrie, nobody wants to come play for the Knicks.
That's not it. The money ain't right. They getting outbid every.
What do you mean the money? Look how much money they gave Carmelo. How much money they gave Amari Stoudemire. They was paying people out. They gave Porzingis money.
That's why,
David Lee.
That's why.
But Mo, that's why. Because the Knicks are always overpaying for some bum that doesn't work out. And they're always under salary cap duress.
That's what I'm trying to say, because we don't get the right players to pay.
Right.
They don't. Nobody comes here. Listen, I'm telling you now.
I'm gonna keep the show going, Mo, but I'm gonna just leave you. I'm gonna leave the show. I'm just leave you this one last thing. Think about this. Did they pay the right amount of money for Jalen Brunson? Yes or no?
He took a pay cut.
Yes or no?
He took a pay cut.
Okay. Why did he take a pay cut?
Because he was trying to bring he
took a pay cut so
trying to win.
Bring marquee players in
besides
money. Him, like so they could get the Cat people like Cat. Now, when you want to get this where you at right now, they overpaid for Cat. They get ready to keep him in overpay.
Frank, I'm not disagreeing with you with that. You're telling, only thing I'm disagreeing with you is that you saying they're going to want to come to the biggest market. We have always been the biggest market and not attracted the marquee players. You just said it yourself. We overpay the bums because the real players don't come here.
Okay, but when you have this much money, right, to spend, you know, because the NBA is only going to allow you so much. You can't go, you know what I mean? The Knicks are not paying, the ownership is not paying luxury tax. They're not paying that extra tax, and they're not going to pay that tax when you spend.
We're not to lose.
I'm not disagreeing with you with none of that stuff except that one point, Frank.
When you spend $3 million, you got to pay 25. When you're over the tax, you spend $3 million, you got to pay $25 million in fines and fees.
That's crazy.
And you're 500 or worse.
Yeah,
they ain't paying that.
They ain't doing that. Let's keep it going, bro. Let's keep going.
But again, real quick, Frank. But Brooklyn is New York City, bro. And people come to Brooklyn all the time. And Brooklyn has been to 2 NBA finals, and they were a toenail away from a third. I'm just saying.
Howie, the show's on you, man, because we can argue about the Knicks all day. All right, let's see. We got I need to lighten the mood, man. I'm gonna lighten the mood right now because Mo look mad. So
let's do the rap lyrics.
I'm about to say let's do the rap lyrics because Mo look mad. Mo, this question's for you, bro.
Mo about to start drinking on camera, bro.
Let's do the Hood Olympics. Let's do the Hood Olympics.
The Hood Olympics. All right, we're gonna do the Hood Olympics.
Let's do the Hood Olympics. Howie, that's Howie's one. Let's Howie do the Hood Olympics.
Howie, give me the top 5 Hood Olympics, Howie. Let's do that. Let's listen to Mo.
Oh man, you know what I love about the hood, bro? People be outside on their porch watching the Knicks game. With the TV and everything. Hey,
TV, little grill.
I'm trying to, with the little grill, the baby boy, right? Put 1 hot dog and 1 hamburger on that joint. And speaking of grills, that's my. I'm gonna start off with that. We gotta have the barbecue grill and cookout contest for the hood. That's gotta be on the list. You know what I'm saying? Who can make the best ribs, chicken, mac and cheese, greens, cornbread, potato salad, the whole 9. That's one of the top competitions. You know what I'm saying? In the hood words, we gotta eat and we gotta have competition for it. All right, that's probably about the most wholesome one. The next one would be racing. Yeah, not track and field, as they know for the Olympics. Racing. We racing up the block from one corner to the next. It ain't no gold. It ain't no second place. Ain't no bronze or silver. It's either you win or lose, and you gotta run from one block to the other end of the block, being chased by 2 dogs and a cop. If you can make that happen, and you can get out of that situation first, you got it.
That's an Olympic sport. All of this old.
Oh man, this is. Hey, listen, the next one to be the smash and grab shoplifting contest. Yeah, you gotta run in the store. Yeah, you go in the store of your choice. It could be a grocery store, Target, Gucci. It don't matter what it is. You got 60 seconds to grab as much shit as you can and get out of there. And whoever come out with the most is won. And you get to keep all the merchandise. That's a compilation. My next one would be, you already know what this is, and this don't need no explanation. Dog fights, bro. Pit bull fights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's automatic. That might be one of the top competitions that want to be viewed. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, hold on. We gotta put the disclaimer. We gotta put the disclaimer up now, Frank.
I'm gonna have
I know I can't see Frank, but I know Frank. Put the disclaimer up. He talking about pit bull fights and shit.
Well, you might as well, because this is my number one right here. The blunt and joint rolling contest. Who can roll the best blunt or joint in the shortest amount of time, and you get judged on appearance and smokability.
It got to burn clean.
It's got to burn clean. It can be ugly, but burn clean. You might get points for that.
No canoeing. No canoeing.
No. There's so many more, but those are the 5 that I came up with.
All right, Mo, give me your 5. Give me your 5. What would be the top 5 Hood Olympics?
All right. Number 5 for me would be, who got the worst credit score with the most expensive car driving down the street?
That's a good one.
Oh God.
Damn. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's good.
Number four. Who got the loudest stereo in the shittiest car driving down the street?
Yeah.
Howie had a good one. Your race was good, but mine I think is better. We need to have a track meet with hoes running in high heels, because if your if you got a woman that can run in high heel, she got some hoe in her. That's how you know she got some hoe in her. If she can run down the street in some high heel, because you know she got to be able to run from her pimp.
Okay. Your number 4.
Howie took my number 2, the fastest blunt roller. That was my number 2.
At least to know that's a competition that could be in there.
Yeah. And my number 1 Hood Olympics competition is, how many checks can I get and not have a job each month? I should have made number 5 number 1. I started out with the bang, and the rest of them wasn't that good. God damn, but those are my 5.
Yo, I like your 5. I like your 5. Especially number 5. Number 5 was funny. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Jay.
it was hilarious.
Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, so for me, number 5 is the pit bull stroll, right? A dude is walking with his pit through an obstacle course of other dogs and sewer rats. The pit bull that remains the most composed wins. If your dog wig out and kill something, you out of here.
Yeah.
Right? Number 4, twerking.
Oh, man.
Oh.
You'll be evaluated on cheek control.
Forgot about
and
that.
how low to the floor you can get while maintaining that cheek control.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one got to make it with the blunt rolling contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be side by side. They'll be sitting right beside each other.
Yeah.
They might lose focus on the road. You know what I'm saying?
It'll be the first dual sporting event.
Number 3, slap boxing.
Oh, that's a good one.
You're gonna be judged by way to avoid and slip, but most importantly, you can't get in your feelings and start a real fight. If you start a real fight because you get slapped up, you out of there.
You're disqualified.
Disqualified. Keep your emotions under control. Number 2, fence jumping while running from the police. You will be evaluated on a 6-foot, 8-foot, 12-foot fence. You'll be timed by how you get over there. In the final, you're being chased by a dog. You know what I'm saying? To see who really real about that.
Yeah.
But number 1, crackhead appraising / negotiating. You will have to gather up a whole bunch of stuff that a crackhead would have. And you got to, microwave, TVs, all that, even VCRs right now, because crackheads still got those.
Yeah.
And the person who gets the most stuff but makes the least amount of money wins.
I like
you gotta have a deal if you're a crackhead, baby. You ain't winning with the most money. Trust me.
I like that. I like y'all spot. Listen, y'all just put up 15 good ones, man. That's a good one. I got some crossover, so I ain't gonna stay on mine fast because I want to get through some of this stuff real fast. Number 5 for me, one thing that y'all didn't add was jump rope. You know what I mean? When the kids are outside doing the fancy dance with the jump rope.
Double dutch.
You gotta have a double dutch in there. Like I'm like this, But
right.
Number 4 for me is kind of touched on it with the twerking. Me is who could do the best dance of whatever's out now. You know what I mean? Like, because we all do the, everybody got the name of the dance, whatever the name of the dance is at the time. Yep. You know what I mean? Everybody outside. Listen, I know I ain't the only one seeing that people outside and trying to get up in the hood. Like, how you do that? How you do that? Everybody do that. And then the competition is, all right, who do it best and who learned it the fastest. That's number 4 for me. But hit number 3 for me is the running from your side piece crib at the before your girl get home. And we are seeing a lot of
the cheaters. It's the cheaters event.
The cheaters event, boy, you be out there running fast, and you can always tell, oh, he got he's running real fast, and that is good.
With his balls in his hand.
Yeah, you know that's number 3 for me. Number 2 for me. Somebody else touched on it, man, is running from the police. Whoever runs from the police the fastest, that's
it. That's it. You got to incorporate police in a few competitions.
Yes, like, for real.
That's at least three competitions right there.
Right out the gate.
Who can take a beating? You know what I'm saying?
And get up and talk about it. But number 1 for me, we all touched on it in some way. So y'all talk about blunt. Me is the blunt pass, because the blunt, and I don't smoke, but I noticed there is literally eloquence with the pass.
It
right? There is an eloquent with the pass, because you got your boys who pass it to you all slobbered up on it. Then you got your boys who ain't put no spit on it and pass it to you eloquently at a timely spit. You know what I mean? And I know Mo knows this very, very well too, because you got some who hold on to balls. You know what I mean? And you got some boys who like, you pass me the blunt, man, for real.
Man, listen, do you know how bad I wish this show was a 420 friendly show?
Man, listen, I'm trying my best to do other things. So maybe we'll do another show that is 420.
You forgot about, and when they pass it eloquently sometimes, but I be with my boys, we be kicking it sometimes. We throw the blunt.
Oh, ooh.
We'll throw it at you. You got to catch
real pros.
Oh, yeah,
you got to catch it.
Man, Howie down there with the rich boys. Him and his crew, everybody got their own blunt. He probably got his own blunt roller. He got somebody that walk around with him just to roll blunts on Showtime.
He got a blunt roller.
We can do top 5 with just on that, just by itself. The way you pass the blunt. Top 5 ways you pass the blunt.
That is a top 5 for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm looking at the time.
And show going by quick today, huh?
Yeah, it did. Because we argued about the Knicks for the first 30 minutes. All right,
that's great television, though, baby.
It is.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this one. Top, because we want to get inside touching on some football, because football, everybody's getting ready to start talking about right now, too. So let's do this. Top 5 NFL teams that you are most excited to see next season. Howie, you go up first, man. Top 5 NFL teams that you are most excited to see next season.
Well, I'm not going to put them in any particular order because I love all these teams. You know what I'm saying? And we may all have some of the same names. But I mean, and I'm gonna go through this quick. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna get up there. The Buffalo Bills, you already know they want to see what's going on with that. The whole world wants to see if Buffalo can do it, win. You know what I'm saying? And when they can do it, their quarterback is great. They had a great run last year. Let's see if they can get back to where they were. With that being said, I think the people want to see if the Kansas City Chiefs can make a rebound. I think people want to see them. This was kind of their little off year. You know, it's off year and make it to the Super Bowl. Ain't that crazy? And so, I mean, these guys, man, people want to see them. The Baltimore Ravens. I think people want to see Lamar Jackson, man. They're a little disappointed in what happened last year. I think they fell short. You know what I'm saying? And to be as good as a team that they are. And, of course, everybody wants to see if the Eagles can repeat. Can Saquon Barkley do another backwards jump? You know, can they stack it up? Can they do all the things that they did last year? You know, is the quarterback going to be there? Is Hurts going to be able to do it? What are they going to do? I think they're going to be probably most anticipated. But for me, it's what are the Detroit Lions going to do? And they got Hutchinson back. We back. Our defense is going to be back. We were depleted at the end of last season. I think every Michigander and every Detroit fan across the world wants to see what's going to happen. Are we going to fall off, or as you would say, Jay, wet the bed?
There it is. There it is. Mo, give me your 5. Talk to me.
All right. Number 5, I want to see what the Green Bay Packers is going to do. It seemed to be some up there in the water. Every time they lose a quarterback, they get a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They made good quarterback decisions the past few times in the draft. I want to see what they're going to do. Detroit Lions, yep, I want to see what y'all do. I think y'all need to fill up your defense for them just in case injuries that always happen. Come playoff time or end of the season, y'all want to play. I want to see what y'all do. Plus, I got a lot of family up there. You know me. You talked about that.
Yeah,
Washington Commanders. Gotta see. I mean, and they in my division. I really want to see what they're gonna do. You know what? Because when the draft was going on, I knew Jaden Daniels was the guy. Mm-hmm. I knew he was the guy. He should have went number 1, honestly. But I'm glad he went to Washington. I don't think he would have did as good if he didn't go to Washington. Baltimore, of course, everybody wanted Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Lamar is that dude, man, that everybody want to do it. I want him to see him. And number 1 for me, you know what it is. New York Giants, baby.
He just pointed. He said, boop.
New York Giants, baby. You know, we did real good in the draft. I'm not going to say we got a Super Bowl team, but I can see us in the wild card.
Don't say that.
I can see us in the wild card. If things go right. I don't know. We got a tough schedule, but I want to see what happens because Tiz might not be the only coach getting fired up in this mother if things don't go right.
Yeah, that's very true. Jay, give me your top 5 reasons, top 5 teams you're most excited to see next season.
So most of the wild card, hey Mo, I can pass it over here, past that. Ain't no way they make no damn wild card, bro. Pass it what you smoking. Number 5 for me, the New England Patriots. I can't wait for the likes of Frank and Kev and White Chocolate going crazy in the preseason and over the summer talking about how good the Patriots are going to be because they got Vrabel and the season starts and they find out that they still sorry as hell. I'm looking forward to that.
You're going to be highly disappointed.
No, I am not. I am certain of it. See, that's going to make it sweeter, what he just said.
Okay. Really? Keep going.
Number 4, Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, they made it to the Super Bowl, but they was taking on water all season. You know, they just managed to pull it out in a ridiculous kind of way and make it to the Super Bowl. And then they got their ass crunched in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. I'm curious to see whether they can fix it or whether, to quote the great Michael Ray Richardson, the ship be sinking. Because I think it might be time for them boys, man, you know, to cede the throne right now. Mm-hmm. Number 3, Baltimore Ravens. I'm really excited, man, you know, to see what, I mean, they had some cracks. I don't think any with you that they have the best front office in the whole NFL. So they're very good at plugging holes, no diddy. Mm-hmm. And I want to see how they go about fixing that. Number 2, believe it or not, the other New York team, the New York Jets. I want to see it look like Justin Fields as the quarterback. Aaron Glenn, thank you, Howie. as the new head coach to see what that team looks like with a whole new regime and an actual legit quarterback back there calling the snaps, to like throw the ball to Jacksonville Thundercats, them Jungle Cats, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what Trevor Lawrence looks like with a legitimate head coach who can craft the offense towards the strengths of the players. But most importantly, I want to see what 12 going to do. What Travis Hunter going to do out there, baby. Trade it up. Box office. I can't wait to see what he do.
Okay. All right. So everybody gave their list on the teams on who they who they looking to see for and everything else. Let me give you mine. All right, here we go. For me, number 5, I really want to see what Washington Commanders do. I'm really interested in seeing how Jaden Daniels able to put that. Y'all said it. Y'all talked about that. I'm really interested in seeing that. Number 4 for me, I'm really interested in seeing how the Philadelphia Eagles bounce back from winning the Super Bowl. I want to see how, because they lost a couple of components this year. I want to see how they're able to see if they can get back, because Detroit's going to hit them in the mouth. Listen, Washington Commanders going to hit them in the mouth. Even the Dallas Cowboys are going to come out and try to hit them in the mouth. I want to see how they're able to bounce back and see if they do that. Number 3 for me is the Oakland Raiders. I want to see how they do, because they got Pete Carroll over there. They got Tom Brady in the ownership. They're making some moves over there. It's really interesting to see if they're able to reignite the Oakland Raiders, fandom.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, Vegas, whatever. I'm looking to see how I want to see how they do it. I'm really interested in seeing that. Number 2 for me is the Baltimore Ravens, because the Baltimore Ravens, you guys touched on all of it. But the reason why I'm interested in seeing it, because I think if the Baltimore Ravens don't get to the Super Bowl, I think they're going to fire their coach, honestly, because that would be 4 consecutive seasons that they had that make the Super Bowl, and 4 consecutive seasons that they did not make the Super Bowl when Lamar Jackson is putting up MVP numbers. In my opinion,
video game numbers,
right? And in my opinion, I think if he does not get there, I think they fire him. You know what I mean? And I think he is on the hottest seat in the NFL.
You might be right. He might be on the hot.
The crazy thing is, nobody's talking about that on NFL Network.
Might be right about that.
Yeah, nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about at all. Nobody's talking about that. But obviously, the number one thing I want to interested to see is the New England Patriots, for the opposite reasons of what Jason said. We got Davis, we got the corner from the Detroit Lions. We got Milton Williams from the Philadelphia Eagles. We got Mike Vrabel up there, obviously coach. We got another defensive tackle who wanted the number 1 defensive tackle on the free agent market. We got, not only did we get 1, we got 2 free agent wide receivers. And most importantly, the New England Patriots got a hell of an offensive line right now. And I've been following them, and they killing it right now.
Y'all got the running back back. Y'all got a running back back. They used to be there.
We drafted that kid from Ohio State. It's literally almost impossible for us not to get at least 10 wins.
It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great.
For the record, I want y'all to say it right now. Watch this. For the record, Jay, let's make a bet right now. If the Patriots don't suck, right now, right?
What suck now?
Well, I'm going to say
not making the playoffs.
I'm going to say that
they're not making the playoffs.
I'm saying they do. If they don't make, okay, good. So here's the bet. If the Patriots make the playoffs, right, you have to wear a Patriots jersey. If they don't, I wear whatever jersey you want. And you got to put it on social media.
And you got to do it on box seats.
Yeah, and definitely on box seats.
That's prediction, Howard. 6 wins. 6 wins.
So you think the Patriots?
That's it. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. They're gonna drop 10.
They going 6-11. 6-11.
All I can say right now, Jay, is you better go to the store and get your sizes right. You better get your sizes right.
6-11. I'm trying to told you.
Better come up here and if you do, you come up here and get it, because I get you 40% off at the pro shop.
Yeah, let them, y'all better have that conversation.
I just dig one out the trash here in New York, dog. It ain't hard.
Because they're gonna beat the Jets twice. They're gonna get one from Buffalo. They're gonna probably beat a couple people who didn't.
No, you're not.
Wait, so you said they're going to beat the Jets twice?
They're going to beat the Jets
twice. They might beat the Jets once. They're going to beat the Jets twice.
Did you learn your lesson in basketball predicting games?
The Jets ain't got a QB. They ain't got a new head coach.
Yeah,
they
do.
They're gonna beat the Jets twice out the gate. Out the gate. I don't know.
They're not gonna beat Buffalo.
Buffalo is 2 L's, bro.
They're gonna beat
know
Buffalo
this in your heart.
Out of the 2 times. They're gonna beat them.
Miami is gonna be 2 L's for you.
They're gonna beat Miami twice.
No,
I'm going on the record right now. Going about twice. Like I just said, y'all not hearing me. They got 2 of the best corners in the league right now. They got one Detroit, and Christian Gonzalez is known as one of the best. So that shuts down 2 of their wide receivers right out the gate. And their Miami's offensive line is not good anyway, and their defensive line just got worse. They're gonna beat Miami twice. So that's 6 wins right there.
Did Tyreek and Waddle get slower in the offseason?
They got 2 of the best corners. They got the one from Detroit and Christian Gonzalez right now.
But you know, we got rid of our corners because we need better corners.
Right. They get Howie hand-me-downs.
We going for it this year. We need better corners.
Hey, Howie. The Lions said we can't win with these dudes.
We can't win with them. We gotta let him go.
And then Frank, they're the best.
Anyway, it was money. Them boys was like, I want a paycheck. And them boys were, we can't pay that. And they lost. Detroit lost their offense and defensive coordinator and at least 4 or 5 players because they couldn't pay him. Detroit ain't making the Super Bowl, bro. So that's
it's gonna be delicious, man. When this season,
we'll see.
Rolling,
we also got the second hardest schedule in the league too.
Yeah, that too. That's not. I didn't even bring up that point.
Your division is tough. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Everybody in our division is good, bro, except for the Bears.
All right, so I'm looking at the time. I want to give. Let's do at least one of these rap quotes, man, because y'all. I want Mo to smile. I want Mo to smile before we get that. Mo look really miserable from this.
No, I'm good now. Listen, I'm good.
All right, Howie, give me one of your favorite rap quotes, man. Give me one. We can do the rest of them tomorrow. Give me one of your favorite ones.
I got to give y'all this one, man. See if y'all know. Okay. By the way, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green.
Why am I not surprised that you said that? That looks like you would say that.
This is...
How he looked like that came from him. How he looked like you wrote that.
That was my man.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
X-Clan, baby. That's one of the number one hip hop quotes for a long time, especially back in the 80s and 90s.
Man, I used to love the X-Clan, man. I loved it. What?
Great group. Great hip hop group.
All right, Mo, you got one. Give me one. We can do the rest of them tomorrow.
I think this one here kind of goes with what happened in New York today. This is from Kanye West. He said the people highest up got the lowest self-esteem. The ugliest people he said the prettiest people do the ugliest things on the road to riches and diamond rings.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, yeah, that's a real one. I know that.
That's a real one. That's what it's real. Jay, give me yours.
Well, for me, I'm from Florida. So I'm going to throw in a JT Money from Poison Clan quote from Shake What Your Mama Gave You. The poet JT Money said, work for this money, honey, and stop faking. I want to see some real booty shaking. Now snap that ass and make it jiggle. Now shake for a look. Drop down to the floor. And the rest of it, I cannot say.
Yeah, no.
Now, I know it though. Don't worry about it. I said it in my mind.
Yeah, there it is.
Why all of a sudden I'm looking at my pocket for singles for some reason?
I'm gonna leave y'all with this because we gotta get roll up the show. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. My rap quote is, "Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years."
That's one of the best.
That's one of the best.
That's one of the best ever.
And I love it. I love it. Because we all know it too. And tell me that ain't the loudest part of the song you sing. You might not know.
Everybody say that. Don't call it a comeback. You start the song like that.
Yeah, you start the song like that. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
I was listening to Rock the Bells radio today. It's one of my favorite radio stations. LL Cool J has got to be one of the #1 underrated hip hop artists of all time.
He is the most underrated hip hop.
I swear he is.
He is. I believe that wholeheartedly. Yeah. Wholeheartedly. All right, so we got to get ready to roll up out of here because obviously time. Howie Bell, tell me what you got going on and tell people how we can follow you.
Hey, man, you always can follow me, Howie Bizzell, HOWIE-BIZZELL. And I got a special engagement I'm a part of June 22nd. I'm going to be one of the comedians performing for the Ronaldo Ray tribute and documentary premiere, and it's going to be in Vegas. It's an honor for me to be a part of that, among some other comedians like Chris Thomas and some other guys, some other veterans. And yeah, man, this is probably one of the. I'm really very proud. Like I love doing comedy shows. You know, it's cost money doing that. We go travel, but when you're a part of special shows like this, it's always worth it, man. June 22nd, the Ronaldo Ray tribute and documentary. Thank you.
There it is. Mo, what you got going on? Tell everybody else how they can follow you.
It's always MOE_comic on IG. And this week I'm working with, I got called, I'm going to Old Saybrook, Connecticut. I'm featuring for Lenny Clark, one of New England's top premier comics who've done his thing. So that's where I'm going to be at this weekend. I'll be in Old Saybrook, Connecticut at the Captain Hepburn Theater.
Wow. News flash just came across the thing. So we talked about this during the show with the Knicks. The Knicks look like they are trying to get in the old head coach from Denver Broncos to come in. Denver Nuggets to come in.
I told you.
In interview. Looks like they already started leaking. Jay,
Michael Malone.
Yeah, so I just said Michael look like Michael Malone is it look like he's they're circling around. They got Michael Malone circled. Let's say that they got his name circled. So yeah, Jay, I know you do fan base, but tell everybody else what you got going on too, man. Drop something. Tell somebody, give somebody.
Hey man, you know, I'm out here writing, you know what I'm saying, you know, doing what I do, you know, I'm working on, you know, a web series right now, but also finishing up, you know, feature length script. All those things, you know, you got to wait for those things to, you know, money to roll in and things to work out.
Yeah.
But to piggyback Howie, you know, in honor of the great Ronaldo Ray, you want something too, old man? Nope.
That was hilarious.
Nope.
Especially when you were
Look out here about these nice people. Right.
Thank y'all for watching, man. The show's called Box Seats, Ben, where we talk about sports with comedians and a couple of little other things on the side. We talk about a couple of things on the side too. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 o'clock. It's going to be Wednesday. We're probably going to talk more about this Knicks situation because it's the hot topic right now. We're obviously going to dive into more about this NFL stuff, NBA playoffs, and tomorrow is the NBA Finals. And the funny thing is nobody's talking about that, man. So we're going to talk about a little bit of some of that too, because
the finals start on Thursday.
Right. So we're gonna talk about it tomorrow before Thursday's game. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow for Thursday's game. So
nobody cares about a mega state NBA Finals.
They sure don't. We gotta talk about it. Y'all, thanks for watching, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Thank you all again.